Imagine sitting across from Christian, a once fervent neo-Nazi, now sharing what changed his world. His eyes, once cold steel, now flicker with something fragile: empathy. How did a man entrenched in hate untangle himself? This is where the real war starts, not on battlefields, but inside hearts. What if empathy isn't just a feeling you're born with, but a muscle you can train? Let's dive in. We think empathy is fixed, like eye color or height, but science reveals it's flexible, shaped by actions and choices, unlocked by effort. Christian, from a neo-Nazi group in Southern California, was on a collision course with hatred. A chance meeting with a refugee reshaped his view. Zaki's experiments show people like Christian aren't locked into hate, they can change. Empathy for him began with vulnerability and storytelling, breaking isolation one conversation at a time. Think of empathy like lifting weights. Each effort, listening, imagining another's pain adds strength. Zaki compares it to physical fitness. You don't need to be a natural athlete to grow stronger. This mental gym isn't subtle, it's active, pushing past friction to build new neural connections. When people practice empathy in small, deliberate steps, say, learning a stranger's story or favoring curiosity over judgment, they unlock surprising ripple effects. This isn't just goodwill, it rewires how we see the other. Zaki's data reveals that these small shifts reduce bias and increase kindness, proving kindness builds on kindness. Since 2006, empathy's been sinking fast, especially in the US. Barack Obama called it an empathy deficit. Why? Because isolation and tribalism rip through communities like wildfire. Research across decades shows Americans today are less likely to help strangers or trust others than in the 1980s. For example, bystander intervention in emergencies has dropped notably. It's not just cynicism, social habits are fraying. Zaki tracks how digital echo chambers magnify this. People retreat into identity bubbles, reinforcing fear and misunderstanding. Picture your social world as a campfire. When isolated, each group builds separate fires far apart, refusing to share warmth. Tribalism thrives when people only see difference, not shared humanity. Zaki's studies reveal that this us versus them mentality isn't inevitable, but a response to social isolation and fear, which can be reversed with intentional connection. In polarized societies, empathy underpins effective democracy. Without it, debates turn into shouting matches, compromise dies, and cooperation breaks down. Zaki warns that empathy isn't a luxury, it's the glue holding civic life together. When empathy erodes, societies fracture and democratic ideals risk collapse. Despite bleak headlines, empathy warriors fight back. People who teach us kindness isn't soft, it's revolutionary. What does winning look like in this war? Zaki shares stories from classrooms where empathy is taught and tested. In a Bay Area middle school, students learned perspective-taking by role-play, even playing bullies and victims. This structured approach measurably increased compassion and cooperation, proving empathy isn't just theory, it's teachable and measurable. Each act of kindness is like mental push-up. Research shows giving help or showing understanding releases dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. It rewires reward circuits, motivating more empathy. Zaki's lab even documents how empathy practice reduces stress and sharpens emotional acuity, making kindness self-reinforcing. When communities cultivate empathy, they don't just feel better, they become tougher. Survivors of trauma who receive empathetic support recover faster. Zaki narrates how empathy builds resilience, turning past wounds into sources of strength, because being understood gives people power to heal and connect. Remember Christian, the ex-neo-Nazi whose story opened this. His transformation wasn't magic, it was muscle built through effort and connection. We can all do this. Next time you feel divided or distant, try this. Seek out one story unlike yours. Listen, really listen. That tiny act rewires your brain and rekindles our shared humanity. The war for kindness starts with you. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.